There is something unusual about photographs by Yasuhiro Ogawa. They don't rush toward you. They don't demand anything. And yet, they begin to occupy you almost immediately. At first, they seem gentle, understated, almost shy. But give them a moment when they unfold with a kind of emotional quietness that is impossible to shake off. Ogawa photographs the world the way memory behaves. Edges soften, details drift, and light feels like it has weight. He gives you just enough form to hold on to, a figure, a gesture, a flicker of something about to happen. And then he lets everything else dissolve into atmosphere. You don't look at these images as much as you fall into them. What makes his work so compelling is the emotional temperature he sets. He doesn't stage drama, he lets life breathe. He doesn't chase clarity, he invites ambiguity. And somehow, through these choices, his photographs become intensely human. You sense someone who has spent years learning how to pay attention without intruding. Someone who trusts the world enough to let it reveal itself slowly. And then there is the light. In Ogawa's world, light isn't decorative. It's psychological. It wraps, hides, reveals, comforts. It turns the ordinary into something slightly mysterious, slightly fragile. His shadows aren't dark, they are tender. His highlights aren't loud, they are hesitant. Everything feels balanced on the edge of a memory. Look at the way he frames people. Often they stand at a distance, slightly obscured, protected by layers of atmosphere. That distance isn't cold, it's respectful. It gives us room to enter the image without forcing a narrative onto it. We are allowed to sense rather than analyze, to feel the hum of a moment without needing to name it. This is what makes Ogawa important, not just his visual style, but the emotional permission he gives us. He slows us down. He reminds us that photography isn't only about what is seen, but about how seeing makes us feel. And in his images, feelings are allowed to be subtle, quiet, unresolved. For me, his work becomes a kind of internal space, a place where I can breathe, wonder, reflect, a place where the world feels delicate again, full of moments that might vanish if we blink too quickly. And maybe that's why I chose him for the very first episode of Notes on Seeing, because Ogawa shows us that the act of looking can be gentle, attentive, human, and that sometimes the most powerful photographs are the ones that whisper. Every photographer leaves behind more than pictures. They leave behind a way of seeing. If something in these images stayed with you, a gesture, a shadow, a mood, carry it into your own work. I am Tomasz, editor of Frames, and I will meet you in the next episode of Notes on Seeing, as we will continue exploring the many ways photographers reshape the world we notice. I will see you next time.